I would say that the practicing of recognition, empowerment, accountability, courage, and humility are the behaviors that link to inclusion. And when people feel that they belong here and that they can bring their best work here, that's when we have a chance to truly achieve equity.
It's even how we approach it, how we facilitate the meeting to really help them to feel like it's a very safe environment, right, to start with. And more than that is how you facilitate the meeting, and you kind of model how the inclusive environment should be like.
Well, if we're starting off a project, we go and meet with different stakeholders and get different perspectives, and making sure we're talking to all sorts of different interests at the county, and bringing their voice into the research.
Like, equity is not just about ethnicity, but how people think, how people work, how people interact with one another.
By nature of bringing people who have lived a life into the same space, you bring diversity into that space. Inclusion is what happens when you honor that diversity, when you honor that uniqueness, and you provide space for it. If we're not thinking about, for example, the quiet internal processor at a meeting, and we're not stopping a meeting where everybody's talking over each other and the loudest voice is the one that's getting listened to, if we're not stopping that conversation to say, I'd like to hear from folks who may not have felt comfortable talking in that space.
With a lot of the responsibility it's going to fall on our employees that are members of the dominant culture, and their ability to understand the impact of that dominant culture on our very diverse workforce, and being able to move forward with that and understand what our responsibility is to navigating that change, to supporting each other through that, and really diving deep into the work that we need to do as white identified employees to achieve workforce equity.
We used to have icebreakers, and the team had been together for a long enough time where I felt the ice was broken. Everybody was very friendly. And it seemed like a good opportunity to maybe use that time to do something on equity. And so I asked the director if we could use that time to maybe show some videos or talk about some articles or something about equity. And now at the monthly meetings, there's a 5-minute video that is shown on some topic. Could be microaggressions or unconscious bias, and we use that time to talk about equity.
When I make a decision and I know it's going to have an impact on anybody, be it my team or my peers or my community or my customers, I try to flip it around and think about what the equity impact is going to be on all those players. And sometimes it surprises me to find that it's the opposite of what I anticipated, or the opposite direction that I thought that I was going to go.
It's really, okay, when I interact with the person across the desk from me, when I'm interacting with our public, whoever it might be, or even a coworker, if I have it in mind that I really want to be equitable in whatever this outcome is, whatever my interaction with them is, then that's going to get me closer to the goal of both of us walking away feeling good about it.